Welcome to BioWise with Aanchal. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. Today we will be studying about genetics, that is chapter 3 of standard 10 ICSE biology. Now you must have wondered that why people tell you that you look like your mother, you look like your father, you even look like your paternal uncle, you look like your bua, right? So why the similarity is seen with the people in the same family? You can identify the two people as siblings even though they are not twins. Then why all these things happens? This is all because of genetics. What is heredity? What we inherit from our parents, right? We inherit good culture, we inherit good properties, we inherit lots of moral values, ethics. At the same time we inherit DNA, that is the genetic material from our parents, which pass the same traits from the parents to the children. So let us begin with the next chapter, that is genetics. Genetics, if you have heard the name, we have already come to this term in standard 9 when we are studying the first chapter, that is Introduction to Biology. Genetics is the study of inheritance, right? It's a study of inheritance of characters from the parents to the offsprings. Heredity is a transmission of character. So genetics is basically a subject and heredity is a transmission, the process of transmission of character from the parents to the offsprings. So in genetics we have the term genes. Those who are following my videos, in my second chapter video I have already discussed about genes. The link of the same is given in the description. Now what are genes? Genes are the specific nucleotide sequences which codes for certain proteins. Is that clear? So every gene is actually a sequence of nucleotides which make certain proteins in our body, and it helps in our functioning of our body. So that functioning can be anything, like if you talk about hemoglobin, you talk about your hormones, you talk about any protein, keratin, made up of certain specific genes in your system. Your liver makes bile, your pancreas makes insulin. So why? These are all our body cells. They contain same nucleus. Have you ever thought that why when you talk about liver and when you talk about the pancreas, they are all in your system, right? They have the same nucleus. Then why does pancreas make insulin and many other things? We'll be studying it later. And why bile is synthesized in the liver? That is because of the different expression of genes in the different organs present in your body. I hope this is clear. So let us now move into the chapter. Let me quickly clean the board. Now we have already talked about genetics. So there must be a person who is studying about genetics. So we have one question in your board exam. Who is the father of genetics? Right? Father of genetics. Now the father of genetics was Mr. Gregor Johann Mendel. He was an Austrian monk. Okay, he was born in the year 1822. 22nd July is his birthday, and he died in 1884. Okay, in the year 1856 he started working on the pea plants. The scientific name of the pea plant is asked in the examination. So you have to write Pisum and sativum. Always remember, whenever you are writing the scientific name, you need to underline the two terms separately. First alphabet of the first word should be capital. The first alphabet of the second word should be a lowercase character. This is how we write the scientific name. In your 10th standard board examination, there are three scientific names that could be asked. One is P, that is Pisum sativum. One is Biston betullaria. When we study human evolution, that time when we study industrial melanism, we'll talk about it. And then when you have your Homo sapiens, that is your scientific name. Is this clear, everyone? Any doubt? Put it in the comment section, children. Your doubts will be answered. Now there is a thing called like Begets like. What do you mean by this? Like begets like. Like begets like, what does it mean? It means that all organisms, whether it is plants or animals or microorganisms, they reproduce their own kind. A cat can give birth to a kitten, a dog can give birth to a puppy, human beings can give birth to human beings. This is what we are going to study, and in the process of this giving birth, they produce children of their own kind. They pass their DNA to their children. So there is also a possibility of variation among the species. I look different from the other teachers, all the students look different from each other, though they all are human beings, right? So our appearance, everything has slight variations. Even two children of the same couple, they look different. And that variation or that difference that is seen in a population is called variation. Is that clear? So what is genetics? What is heredity? And what is variation? I hope the concept is clear. Let me quickly clean the board. Before understanding genetics, there are certain terms that should be very clear to you. The first one is a character. And what is a character? A unique feature of an organism. And it has got different forms, which is called traits. Now when Mendel was studying about genetics, that time the word gene was not known to the scientific community, right? So he has given the word, he talked about characters, factors, traits. So he talked about factors. So factors or characters, if you say, characters are the observable features in an organism. For example, height. Height is a character, and being tall or dwarf is a trait. Blood group is a character. Having A blood group, AB blood group, B blood group or O blood group are the various traits. Is that clear? So now what is equivalent to character is a gene, and what is equivalent to trait are the alleles. Okay, so if you have to define traits, traits are the different forms of character, and alleles are the alternative forms of the genes. Each gene code for certain character, and they have different forms because of the presence of the alleles. Is this clear? Yes. Now next what you have to understand is what is a genotype and what is a phenotype. Okay, what do you mean by genotype? And what do you mean by a phenotype? Now phenotype has the word pH, that means your physical appearance. Physical appearance, that how you look. Okay, that is your phenotype, that is appearance, output. And what is genotype? Genotype is the genetic makeup. Clear? What is phenotype and what is genotype? We'll explain you phenotype and genotype when we start talking about the Mendel and his crosses. Is this clear, everyone? Put it in the comment section if you have not understood what I have spoken about. Let me clear the board. Genotype, phenotype is clear to you. We have already discussed about chromosomes in the second chapter, but still chromosomes, if you say, what are chromosomes? Chromosomes, your question is, when are these chromosomes visible to us under a microscope? In a simple microscope, in your school microscope. So chromosomes, if you talk about, you know that there are two types, allosomes and autosomes, correct? Autosomes are the somatic chromosomes, that is common in male and female, and allosomes are the sex chromosomes. Chromosome number of human beings, you know that for human beings the chromosome number is 46, or you can write 23 pairs. So we denote the term the 23 pairs. So generally we call it, we all are diploid, that is we have two set of chromosomes. So diploid, haploid means half set of chromosome or one set of chromosome, which is denoted as N. So, diploid will be denoted as 2N. For us, the N value is 23. So, 2N becomes 46. Is that clear? Now, human beings have got two genders, male and female. So, male also have 46 chromosomes, that is 23 pairs, and female also have 46 chromosomes, that is 23 pairs. So, male, they have 22 plus, that is 22 pairs of autosomes plus XY chromosomes. Similarly, females will also have 22 pairs of autosomes and XX chromosome. So, you can write here as 44 plus XY for boys, and for girls it is 44 plus XX. The questions can be asked in the examination. Okay. Now, the question is, you know that where is N produced? N is there in the gametes, right? Male gametes, female gametes, they have half set of chromosomes. So, if you have to talk about the sperm, then it has got 22 plus X or 22 plus Y, and female will have 22 plus X, that is egg. Is this concept clear? So, let us talk about the sex determination in human beings. Now, my question is, who is responsible or who decides the gender of the child? Right? My question is simple. Who decides the gender of the child? So, let us now explore this. Till that time, you can pause the video here, write the answer in the comment section. So, I will also come to know that you all know I have got the smart audience. Yes. Now, when you talk about the male and you talk about the female, you know that male can produce two types of, now what is the chromosome number before that? XY. And what is the chromosome number for the female? Okay. So, now male produces sperm of two types and female produces egg of one type. So, now the chromosome present in the egg is 22 plus X, and the chromosomes of the two sperms, two types of sperm, can be 22 plus X or 22 plus Y. Now, when this sperm fuses with this, the outcome is 44 plus XX. When this one fuses with this, the outcome is 44 plus XY. So, you have a daughter born here and you have a son born here. Who is responsible for the gender of the child? It is the father who is responsible for the gender of the child. But again, the father cannot decide that what gender child the couple wants to have. It is on the basis of chances. So, okay, the responsibility is of the father, but the production of the baby, whether a male or a female, is 50-50% chance. Is that clear? How 50-50% chance? Now, you can see this is a Punnett square. Okay, father has given XY and the mother has XX. So, the combinations possible, these four possible combinations are there. So, you can see that there is 50% chance that a son is born, 2 out of 4, and it is 50% chance that a daughter is born, right. So, there are 50-50% chances in every pregnancy for the child to be a male or a female. Is this concept clear, everyone? Now, let us move ahead. Now, next one what we are going to study about is genes, alleles, dominant allele and recessive allele. The genes, I think you all have understood, they are the specific nucleotide sequences. It has different forms, the alternative forms, which are called alleles. The gene, the alternative forms are called alleles. Now, the allele can be of two types. one is a dominant allele and one is a recessive allele. Now, when you talk about the dominant allele, it means it expresses itself in whichever condition, that is homozygous condition or heterozygous condition. Before understanding the concept of homozygous and heterozygous, you must be aware about homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes are the chromosomes of same shape, size, structure inherited from either of our parents. That is the parent one, that is father gives you one chromosome, mother gives you one chromosome. They are same, they are similar with the same kind of genes, right? That is called homologous chromosomes. In that homologous chromosomes, at specific locus, or you can say address, there are certain alleles. Out of the two alleles, whichever is dominant expresses in you. Is that clear? If both are dominant, you will have dominant trait. If one is dominant, then also you will have a dominant trait. Both are recessive, that is the only condition when you get recessive disorders or recessive traits. Is that clear to you? Right. Now, to explain it better, if I say height, so height is a gene. You have a gene, height gene. It has got two alleles. One is for tall, one is for dwarf. Now, how to write the alleles? The dominant trait alphabet, the capital letter, is taken as the allele, how it has symbol for the allele, is taken as the symbol for the allele, and the recessive trait character is the lower case of the same character. You cannot have D for it and T for it. If you have taken capital T for height, that is tallness, the recessive trait will have the lower case of the same alphabet. Is that clear? So, tall is a dominant trait. Since it is dominant, we are using the same character, that is same alphabet for the tall T, and for recessive trait, the lower case of the same character. Is that clear? So, capital T and small t is clear. You have got, now you must be noticing I am drawing square. These squares are called Punnett squares. These Punnett squares are required to find out the possible combinations of the offsprings or even in some cases gametes. Now, there are two parents, father and the mother. So, you have capital T or small t, two options available, right. So, there are these combinations possible, correct. What I have done, don't get confused, I am just writing this alphabet and this alphabet together, this alphabet together. Always remember, the small letter will always be written later. First letter will be capital if they are of the same kind. This is monohybrid cross, a cross in which only one character is taken care of. When we are doing the dihybrid cross, I will tell you how to write it. But understand, whenever you have two character, I cannot write this way. The way of writing is capital T and small t, capital T and capital T, and small t and small t. Okay, this one cannot be written as small t and capital T. Is that clear? Dominant has to be written first. Now, in this case, I have got three options: capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, and small t, small t. Now, what is a dominant allele? A dominant allele expresses itself in both homozygous and heterozygous condition. Homo means same. If the zygote inherits same allele from both the parents, it is homozygous. When the zygote inherits different allele from both the parents, it is heterozygous. So, homozygous condition or heterozygous condition, in both the condition, if the allele expresses itself, it is a dominant allele, and the recessive allele can express only in a homozygous condition. Is that clear? So, what is dominant allele? The gene which the allele which expresses itself in both homozygous and heterozygous condition is called a dominant allele. Recessive allele is suppressed by the dominant allele and can be expressed only in the homozygous condition. Is this clear? Let me clear the board. Now, we have already discussed about genotype and phenotype. So, genotype was the genetic constitution and phenotype was the physical expression. So, when I say genotype, and if I say phenotype, okay, genotype and phenotype. So you know that phenotype is a physical expression. So if genotype is capital T or capital T small t, these two are different kind of genotype, but their phenotype will be tall, and small t, its phenotype will be dwarf. So there are only two possible phenotypes for three genotypes in this case when you talk about the height. Is that clear, everyone? Put it in the comment section if you have any doubt. Now my next question is, how many of you can roll your tongue? Roll your tongue means, how many of you can roll your tongue? If you can roll your tongue, write roller in the comment section. If you cannot roll your tongue, write non-roller in your comment section. Now let us study that. You have a trait, rolling of the tongue, which is a dominant trait, and a non-roller, which is a recessive trait. So when there are parents which are pure rollers and non-rollers, then first combination, that is the first generation, right? This is the parent. You will find a cross between them, it gives rise to a roller. Okay, so now this is a heterozygous roller, correct? Any doubt? Even a non-roller parent can have a roller child. Now what? For the next generation, if suppose a heterozygous rollers produce children, then what is the possible combination? Capital R, small r, capital R, small r. You have roller, roller, roller and a non-roller, right? So even the roller parents, if both the parents are roller, there is a possibility that you are a non-roller, right? Go home, go to your parents and find out whether they can roll their tongue and whether you can roll your tongue or not. Yes. So now in this case, you see that the genotype is one homozygous roller, two heterozygous roller and one non-roller. But when you see the phenotype, you have 3 rollers and 1 non-roller. This is a very good example to show you the genotype, phenotype and the rolling of the tongue. Is that clear? Any doubt? Put it in the comment section. The last part of this video will be the pedigree analysis. Pedigree, not the dog food. Pedigree analysis is a genetic analysis where we use certain symbols. Pedigree chart. Before knowing about this, you must know certain symbols like circle is for the female, square is for the male, line is for marriage, double line between circle and the square is the consanguineous marriages. Consanguineous marriage means marriage between the cousins. I will tell you statements and I will keep drawing with the symbols. Please notice it carefully. Okay. A female A marries a male B. A and B produces 3 children. First one is the girl, second one is the boy and the third one is a girl. The girl of the family marries a man X and the another girl marries Y. Okay. The boy also marries and say W. Okay. They have got 2 children, one boy and one girl. This couple has got only one daughter and this couple has got only one son. So now questions can be asked on the basis of this. You have to analyze the chart. So they are the grandchildren, they are the parents, their grandchildren and their children. Is that clear? Now for roller and non-roller, always remember whenever we are talking about traits, we color the boxes, showing that the box is showing the trait. For example, the mother is a roller of the tongue, so you shade the box. Okay, the father is also a roller of the tongue, you shade the box completely, huh? Right. They produce children, maybe they have got 2 children, both can roll their tongue. Okay. Both can roll their tongue, right? Now, this man married a non-roller. Okay, they produced one daughter, which was roller. I am telling you a story. Okay, see how I am writing. So she is a roller. Now this roller marries a man. We don't know whether this man is a roller or a non-roller. You have to tell me whether what is the genotype of this man whom she has married, if this man is a roller. Okay. So let us go back. They were the rollers. They produced rollers. He married a non-roller. That means this possibility is only this. Okay. Now, if this R comes here or this R comes here, this one has to be a roller. That means this person should have a dominant R. So this person can be either a dominant RR or a small RR. So this makes this man either a dominant or a, that is, homozygous roller or a heterozygous roller. So this is what rolling of tongue all about. Any doubt, put it in the comment section. Okay. Now this is all for today. In the next video, I will be talking about the sex-linked inheritance and Mendel, the monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross and the ratios. So stay tuned, subscribe if you have not subscribed. Happy learning, children. Thank you so much.